As I said, it is a true honor to stand before you today. Those of us who live in Salem are rightly proud that our city has not only played a rich part in the history of the United States, but also long served as the seat for the 34 cities and towns in Essex County. A special responsibility is hosting not just a series of courts, but also the district attorney's office. As you saw at the outset today, we welcome many of the police chiefs who serve from Lynn and Peabody across to Gloucester and up to Lawrence, Haverhill, and Newburyport. We also welcome many of the judges who serve in our judiciary. They include a longtime county resident who serves on the Supreme Judicial Court, the highest court in our Commonwealth. In addition, we're happy today to welcome some of the leaders who serve Essex County residents at the local, state, and national level. Before I continue, please be seated. We thank you all for taking time during this holiday to help Paul celebrate this moment in his career, and also to signal to the people of Essex County the importance you attach to the District Attorney's Office. Before I continue, I would like to call to the podium a man who served as state representative for 4 years, 24 years as Essex District Attorney, and for 3 years as State Secretary of Public Safety, Kevin Burke.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much, Senator Lovely, members of the Judiciary, District Attorney-elect, soon-to-be District Attorney, Paul Tucker, some of my former colleagues, and always people that look upon with esteem, the assistant DAs and support staff in the District Attorney's Office, all the elected officials, all the members of law enforcement. I hope you understand, because we all understand in the business, we're all part of the same team. If you would allow me some reflections at this moment, I would appreciate it. Understanding, of course, when I tell even my grandchildren stories about the old days, they begin to roll their eyes. So bear with me, and I beg your forgiveness. But when I took over the District Attorney's Office 44 years ago, for those of you who remember those days, there were no assistant district attorneys in district court. There was literally no office space. The Superior Court sessions consisted of piling the files in one car and driving them either to Salem, Lawrence, or Newburyport, unpacking those files and trying to fit within the 3-month periods all the trials that needed to be tried. There was thousands of cases, so-called appeal cases in the district court backlogged. There were no jury trials. It was just an entirely different system. So it took a lot of time and a lot of work really to build the system, to create what I'd like to think of as the modern foundation of the District Attorney's Office. We had no space, we had no offices, there were no victim witness advocates, there were no sexual assault teams, there was none of which I think people take for common in prosecutors' offices. So I felt, after 24 years, fortunate to have worked with such a wonderful group of people and built the foundation of the modern District Attorney's Office in Essex County. And then I felt even better to have as a successor a friend like John Blodgett, who created a state and national model, continuing the things we believed in, adding his own layers, but was held in, and still is, in the highest respect, both state and nationally. So when I thought about sort of the third in this triumvirate of district attorneys, Paul Tucker, what came to mind to me was, among the three of us, and actually through all of you in law enforcement, in the DA's office, judiciary, there was a common thread. And the common thread, in my thinking, is two words: integrity and humility. And when John and I took office, it was important that we understood that, and we did, and we tried hard, and hopefully we succeeded, operating as those two, using those two characteristics as themes in the office. And most of you know Paul Tucker. It is not a leap to suggest if you were to describe Paul Tucker's character, those two words, integrity and humility, would come right to mind. I remember talking to Paul about him running for DA, and that's all I could think of. This guy already has it. He doesn't have to prove it. He's got it, and he's shown it as a police officer, as a police chief, as a state representative. He's shown to the world he has those elements. And I kept thinking, this is easy. What a wonderful guy to hope get elected district attorney of Essex County. And what comes with that, I think John and I would agree, is there are two other elements you apply to being district attorney that hopefully are byproducts of that integrity and humility. And that's good, sound judgment and leadership. Then again, you look at Paul Tucker, his life is replete with applying those standards to his professional and personal career and lives. So this is an exciting day. John and I feel, and I'm sure John's going to express that himself too, wonderful about Paul's selection. Because what we also know about Paul, and we've had this conversation, Paul, trying to get just outcomes in a criminal justice system is complicated. And some of it is to be done with the speed of light. Listen, my heart goes out to all you as district court assistant DAs, making that decision in a heartbeat and hoping it's the right one on hundreds of cases. But the way you're allowed to do that, the way you feel good about your judgment, the way you feel good, well, boy, police officer feels good about what happens to those cases, the way even defense counsel feel good about the outcome of cases, the way the community feels safe is to know that you have someone who has good judgment and exercises great leadership. Integrity, humility, good judgment, great leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Paul Tucker. Thank you.